Again, I'm recording this straight off the first run through of the replay, so forgive me if it's jumpy. Normally I wait for the second, it seems to run smooth that way, but I'm in a hurry to get these recorded and just deal with it basically. I decided to throw the 90mm on the T49 and see how it plays as opposed to the Turbo Derp. This gun has a default HE round. It's a HEP round, but it's not a very good HEP round. 102 pen? No, that's garbage. Don't even bother. Oh, sorry, no, I'm an idiot. That is the actual HEP round. So 102 pen, yeah, I loaded up a couple of them, but they're not really worth using. Maybe against other light tanks. Open top TDs, maybe. Arty, I don't know. This, sorry, is the HE round, which is useless. 45 pen. That's barely going to be able to handle a tier 4. It does get heat. 250 pen heat. Now, 250 is not bad. It's quite decent for a light tank. It has 240 alpha, so it's okay. So if you are going to run the 90mm gun, you want to be mostly loading up that. The HEP I put in there for science. I would say probably don't even carry any of it. Maybe 3 or 4 rounds at most. You want to be mostly using the heat. Anyway, this actually was a match I played horribly. I don't think it's representative of how this tank works with the 90mm gun. I'm not sure how any of this happened, but somehow, it ended up performing really, really well. Again, I don't think this is representative at all, but I decided to upload it just so you can get a feel of how this gun handles. Naturally, the ones shitting up chat are from the NA server. No wonder the Russians team killed him so much. I've also found that cursing out other NA players in Russian tends to make you immune from team damage, at least from the Russians. So I decided to run through here, not sure why, but oh look, a waffle, and he's clipping across the water. Oh, he won't be looking beautiful. So I charged straight at him. Now, of course, if I had the big gun, I would have just put a hell of a lot of hurt on him, but I'd be on a long reload and he would have time to turn around. As it stands, he's not sure who to shoot at, and so I'm able to load up my HEP, come alongside him, and pop him in the side of the gun shield. That's another situation the HEP's useful for, I guess, waffles. But, again, waffles and HE are kind of a fickle thing. Quite often when you hit them, you'll end up hitting their gun or their crew if you shoot at them from behind. I have mentioned this in previous videos, but do not ever shoot HE at the back of a waffle's gun shield, because that's where the crew are. You will hit the invisible crew hitboxes, you will do fuck all damage. If you're going to fire HE at a waffle, do it from the front or the side. Make sure you hit the gun shield, not the gun, not the crew. Come charging through here to help out our LTTB, and oh god, I did not think this through at all. Thankfully, all these guys are distracted, trying to shoot the E50M and T57, so I'm able to come up behind the Löwe and help finish him off. The 261 is doing something, I'm not sure what. I think he's trying to turn to engage the guys in mid. Oh no, he's trying to shotgun himself. I stand corrected. He fucks it up, and so I'm able to finish him off. So I've already got myself 4 kills just by charging around like a fucking idiot. That's saying more about the way people play on the test server than it is this gun, I think. With that said, although I do still think the M41 is a high point in the line, and I do think it has the best gun in the line, this isn't a bad gun. You just have to be prepared to shoot all heat. Now, I can't recall if the heat is the gold round or if the HEP is. I would have to check. I think the heat is the gold round and the HEP is the regular. So you're going to be blowing quite a bit of money to get any kind of use out of this gun, but I don't know, as much fun as the 152 gives you the potential for, this gun actually does allow you to put down a significant amount of damage as long as you can stay alive and put yourself in position to do it. So if I do get this thing on the live server, I think 90% of the time I will be running this gun firing heat. And then just save the turbo dirt for comedy. I'm not sure which side of the JPE I've got here. I think he's looking at me. Yep, he's looking at me. Can't pin his lower plate, even with heat, so I back off behind a wreck. I don't want to get hit by him. He can easily one-shot me. In fact, he would have to low roll to not one-shot me. Fuck up my shot there. Oh god, the mouse is coming down behind me as well. This is not good. At this point, I'm really hoping somebody else will engage a JPE, but it looks like they're not going to, so I'm going to have to just hope he doesn't kill me. And he just low rolls. With 8 hit points left, the mouse stupidly comes down the hill with his turret pointing backwards. He can't get the gun depression to hit me. And I'm able to kill a fucking mouse with a tier 8 light tank. That should never have happened. It absolutely should never have happened. Like I said, this game is not at all representative of what this tank is capable of. This is more representative of what happens when you have a team of idiots and you're in a light tank. They just gave me every possible chance to exploit their mistakes. Which is, honestly, that's how you play a light tank. When you go battle mode, you don't want to just passive or active scout things, and you actually want to engage targets. That's what you need. You need to take every opportunity the enemy team gives you. And I think this is about where I died. I ran headlong into somebody. There was another mouse down there who wasn't looking, so before he got fully traversed, I went in for a shot, but unfortunately the second JPE was watching me. And then I'm going to hit the time acceleration here because it turns out our JPE, or sorry, our Foch, was AFK the whole time. He just drove up on there and went AFK. Which was pretty irritating. I would have liked to win this match just to see how much fucking XP that would have been. Well, I suppose I know how much XP it would have been, but you know what I mean. It would have been a nice game to win. And yeah, that's not going to happen. JP asked me where he is. Normally I wouldn't tell people which map grid somebody's in, but this guy can just get fucked, basically. And it's tests, so I don't get his shit. And so he goes down. 5 kills, including a mouse in a fucking light tank. I don't know. It's test. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you do end up getting one of these when it comes out on the live server, I would recommend running the 90mm and firing only heat from it. Maybe you could bring out the 152 every now and then just for shits and giggles, but the vast majority of the time the 90 is a better choice. It's better at dealing with other light tanks, because if you remember, the 152 might do a fuck ton of damage to other lights, but you have that enormously long reload, about 18-20 seconds, with a good crew and fucking equipment, might I add. And another light tank's just going to shred you in that amount of time. I mean, feasibly, you could get almost killed by any other light tank in the game in the time it takes you to reload and finish them off. Also, if you tend to get swarmed by other light tanks, which happens a lot in games where there are 2-3 lights per side, you're going to die. There's nothing you can do. Maybe if you run away, but even then most of the new lights will catch you. With the 90mm at least, you're able to put out pretty harsh damage on other light tanks, and pretty consistently, and the gun handling isn't too bad. It's certainly no Walker Bulldog, but it's not bad. You will hit things on the move, especially at closer ranges. The other thing as well is that 250 pen is quite good for a light tank, and so you can put out some pretty decent damage on higher tier shit. I mean, if you get the chance, you can kill a mouse, as I did in this match. So it's really nothing to scoff at, this gun. the 152, yeah, you might be able to do a shit ton of damage to low armored stuff, but if you come up against a mouse or a JP100 or something like that, you're not going to really be able to do much to it. Your HEP rounds aren't going to full pen anywhere, so you're probably going to do about 200, 300 damage at most with that. Actually, keeping in mind that the most damage I've ever done to an AMX-50B with the 152 HEP rounds was about 350, and the 50B is not known for being armoured. And with the heat rounds, I think their pen's only about 150, I think, yeah, 150. Either way, I'm pretty sure I went over it in my original video on this tank. So it's not enough to deal with the more heavily armoured tier 10s. In fact, it's not even enough to deal with a lot of the tier 10 mediums, depending on where you hit them. So you have to really hope either you end up in a game with a lot of very thinly armoured lower tier stuff, or you get into matches with this gun where you actually, you know, you do have the bigger targets, and when you have the other gun you have the small ones. Again, sorry, I've just woken up. I'm not the most articulate person on earth at this hour. So yeah, thanks for watching again, and I will catch you next time with some either test iteration 2 or some regular NA server videos.